Hello sporters. Welcome to Endless Sport Time. It's always something, trying to rank the best players in NFL history. There can be debate on the big guys, but it's generally easy to pick who can rank among the greatest. But when it comes to the most important, it's a bit complicated. Most of the important figures who created the NFL are the behind-the-scenes folks, coaches, executives, and others who made the league what it is today, not the players. However, some players have made a major impact on the NFL. It doesn't matter what style of play, or how big the stars was. They shifted up a certain position, created some new rules, and in one case, coined a term that became the lingo of football. It's hard to say, but the following 10 players may be the most important in NFL history, and without them, professional football would look very different from what we see today. 10. Don Hudson. Without Don Hudson, the wide receiver as we know it might not exist. The first Green Bay Packers legend, Hudson was drafted to the team in 1935, and played for the team for 11 years. He was the first man to reach 1,000 yards receiving, and created many pass routes that are still used today. He set a record that stood for decades as a 3-time NFL champion. Hudson's biggest impact was pushing what a wide receiver could do. Hudson is a founding member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and his legacy has been emulated by every wide receiver since. 9. Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones's biggest regret was that he never trademarked the term he coined to tackle the quarterback. If he had, he would have been one of the richest men in football. Jones was arguably the best defensive end of his time, and was a strong opponent for the Rams and other teams. He was famous for tackling quarterbacks, and when asked how he did, offhand he said, "He just sacked the man." Yes, it was Jones who created the sack that has now become a statistic. While his legacy as a player is remarkable, Jones's greatest contribution is one of the most overused terms in football. 8. John Mackey. It's not just his playing career that makes John Mackey an important part of the NFL. He is a 5-time Pro Bowler, who was part of the Colts Super Bowl championship team. Mackey was a fantastic star, and was easily inducted into the Hall of Fame. But his greatest legacy was as the first president of the NFL Players Association. Mackey led the association in lawsuits that led to strikes and free agents to improve player benefits. Without Mackey, NFL players would not have made an impact, which makes him respected for so much changes. 7. Junior Seau. Although the subject is a tragedy, but in many ways, Junior Seau's influence on the NFL is still being felt. After playing 12 times as a great Pro Bowlers, Seau led the Chargers to the Super Bowl, and retired as one of the best linebackers of his time. His suicide in 2012 was shocking, but even more shocking when scans of his brain revealed a long-term damage from the concussions he suffered. Seau's passing revealed the truth about CTE among players, an issue that continues to spark debate and fuel efforts to limit the damage. By lifting the veil on a complex topic, Seau dead may have been his most important contribution to the NFL. 6. Pete Golic. Over the decades, NFL kickers have used a variety of styles to turn field goals into more than just a game. Then, Pete Golic appeared. His soccer-style kicking helped the Bills become 2-time AFL champions, with incredible accuracy. It was Golic who showed that this kicking style produces more power not only for hitting the range, but also offered more power for long shots. His decision to join the Giants in 1966 marked the beginning of the War of the League that paved the way for the NFL and AFL merger. Ironically, Golic played a key role in the rise of kickers in the NFL today, not to mention the AFL merger. 5. Mel Blount. You're a big player in the NFL if there's a rule named after you. Mel Blount was a big part of the Steelers dynasty in the 1970s, when pass-catching rules were much stricter. Blount, a 4-time Super Bowl champion, hit his opponents so hard that he created a rule that the defensive backs could only make physical contact within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Some people complain about it today, but Blount had such an effect that the NFL had to craft a new rule, just to prevent more from following in his bad footsteps. 4. Joe Namath. Frankly, Joe Namath wasn't a great quarterback. But he is a major figure in history, because of his bold predictions that changed everything. Before Super Bowl III, the AFL was considered a weak competitor to the NFL, with no one taking it too seriously. So when Namath assured his New York Jets would beat the seemingly unstoppable Baltimore Colts, everyone laughed. Instead, Namath gave the Jets a surprise win. Not only did it make him a legend, but he also proved that the AFL was not a joke, leading to the NFL and AFL merger that later changed the league. So Broadway Joe's prediction was a watershed moment in NFL history. Hello guys. If it's your first time here, and so far you find this content interesting, don't hesitate to press the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell, so that you'll be alerted each time we post a new video like this. So far so good, let's continue. 3. Jim Brown. Jim Brown's legacy goes beyond his incredible talent on the field, and holds a record he still might have, if he hadn't retired at the peak of his career. But Brown also made a big difference, being the NFL's first Afro-American superstar to stand out in the late 1950s. Brown paved the way for many others to follow his incredible star power. He won championship and set new standards for future running backs. As both a player and a pioneer, Brown left a legacy in the NFL that goes beyond just playing as a champion in a different way. 2. Johnny Unitas. There had been great quarterbacks before Johnny Unitas, but he completely changed his quarterback position. It wasn't just his outstanding play that included 3 NFL championships, 3 MVP awards, and more accolades. Unitas has also shifted the power of the quarterback in play calling, his ability to control the pitch, and how a few high passes could be all the difference in a game. He was recognized for moving quarterbacks from journeyman to a central part of the entire team. Since then, every quarterback has credited Unitas for changing the game. 1. Jim Thorpe. One of the greatest pure athletes in American history, Jim Thorpe was also the NFL's first superstar. Already an Olympic gold medalist and baseball player, Thorpe began playing football in 1915 for the Canton Bulldogs, which later became the NFL. During that time, Thorpe played for 6 teams. Each team used his incredible skills as a runner and tough fighter. He was also the first league president, even though that was just a show title. However, Thorpe's reputation as a star athlete was respected around the league as he grew, and added to his remarkable legacy as he helped build the NFL to what we know it today. Alright guys, we have come to the end of this video. What do you think about this pioneers of this beautiful sport we love? Don't hesitate to share your thoughts and impressions with us in the comments section down below. Also, if you think I left out something, please bring it up. See you all in the next video.